So, let's get this going. Okay, so this is the daily live chat for Mardox.com, December 9th, 2016. I'm Nelson Buck. We have Eugene, John, Ernie, and Carrie on board today. Awesome, guys. Nice seeing that we're getting people joining in each day. Really, really cool. Before I start, I want to make it very clear. This month, we're giving away two $25 Amazon gift cards to two winners. They're absolutely free. No catches. The only thing you have to do is subscribe to our channel on YouTube and like the videos and comment. You have to do all three. You have to be subscribed, like, and comment. You do that, we pull two names out of our digital hat at the end of each month. And this month is two $25 Amazon gift cards. So, get in there, do this, and pass the word around. Get on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Tell everybody you know about our contest. It's open to everybody. You don't need to be a Mardox member. It literally is YouTube members. So get out, get out there, pass the word around, and let's get this going. This is awesome. We went from 1,400 to 1,600 subscribers in a month. That's outstanding for such a small little channel. Okay, so with that said, I don't know, Carrie, can you unmute yourself at will, or because I muted you, you're muted? Okay, you can. Okay, good. Hi, Ernie. How are you doing today?
Hey, not too bad. How about yourself? I was just trying to tap a few letters out to, or keys out to Belinda. She's trying to get in and having trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No problems.
She's not finding the link. Okay, I'll get right back.
Yeah. Okay. And so two questions today. One question I got is one I heard on the radio, and I'd like to have your opinion, and I want people to put their comments down the field.
Can I interrupt?
Say again, John?
Can I interrupt first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Europe and men, I want to give a shout out to my sister in the States. She just wrote me a few minutes ago and said she watches the show.
What's your sister's name?
Her name is Angela Brewer.
Angela Brewer. Cool. Okay, so Angela, you've got to get in there. You got to subscribe, like, and comment on the videos.
She subscribed, and I told her she needs to like and comment. So yeah.
So
she wrote me. She wrote me on Messenger.
What do you think? What do you think your sister would like? What would buy with a $25 Amazon gift card?
I have no idea.
So
I have no idea. I'm sure she likes something good.
We need her to tell us this, to give us this information when the time comes. Oh, there we go. I think we got a whole bunch of people in. Now we got a little arrow lighting up. This is finally starting to work today. There we go. Oh, Belinda's in. Hi, Belinda.
Hi.
There you go.
Yeah, so, Ernie gave me the link because you never did. Test.
The link is on in the members area, isn't it?
No, it's still the invalid link.
Oh, it didn't update yet. Oh, okay.
So Ernie gave me, and guess what? My referral name that I put in for a support ticket said it's in my back office now. It's still not there. So
under scoreboard. If you look at the tabs, it says scoreboard.
There. It's not there.
Did you log out and log back in?
Yes, it should show up. I did. Because if put in your username that you have on file .mardox.com, it should come up.
I did. I mean, it's the name. My link itself is not back there yet. It still shows the other link,
right,
under scoreboard.
But you don't have two lines.
Nope.
Okay, I'll take a look at that after the show and see what's going on.
Well, I put out a ticket and let you know that's still not there, just so you know.
Yeah, do that's better because then I will remember after the show. I'll take a look at that. Okay, no problems.
Thank you, though.
Okay, so. I got two topics to talk about, and I'll bring them up one after another. Hopefully, I won't forget what the other one is, just so I can go back. One is a radio show topic, which I like everybody to give me their opinion on because it's kind of a good one. And the other one is about commercials and the truth in commercial advertising. First one, how do you guys feel about when somebody takes a butter knife, scoops into the margarine or the butters their toast, and puts the remaining butter that's been mixed in with breadcrumbs on the edge of the container and leaves it there?
I hate that.
Belinda hates that.
Well, that's the way I grew up. My parents were doing that and everything, and that's like First time I got out on my own, that stopped. Like Ponto. My wife doesn't do that, thank heavens.
Yeah.
My wife would kill me if I did that.
I understand not wasting butter, but yeah, not that.
She would kill me
How about
dead.
you, Carrie?
Yeah, that bothers me too.
Oh wow! Because here's the concept. What's wrong with having a little bit of butter or margarine with breadcrumbs, which you're going to spread on a slice of toast later on, anyways?
Because you
Or
might use that butter for other things and not want the toast crumbs in there.
Okay, that's a good point. That wasn't brought up in the radio show today. And they did a poll, and 62% of the callers that called in and on their website said that they find it's absolutely disgusting, and you're supposed to take the leftover and throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. The second part to the conversation continued on because they make this continue on. It's the focal point in the show. How do you guys feel? Sorry about all the squeaking, guys. How do you guys feel about PB&J? Peanut butter. Someone takes a knife, goes in a peanut butter, puts it on the bread, takes the same knife, goes into the jam, puts the jam on. Or
I can tell you this right now. My husband does this. When he makes my daughter either peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and fluff, he'll either take the same knife, dip it into both, or he does this. He'll take two different knives, one to the peanut butter, one to the fluff, and instead of spreading it on separate pieces of bread, he'll put the peanut butter and the fluff on the same piece of bread so that when you dip the knife back in, if you don't have enough, on the first amount, it gets mixed in with it. And he says, well, it's only her eating it, none of us. But I still think it's wrong.
Yeah, I can't stand it personally. Butter I can put up with the breadcrumbs because pretty much we only use the margarine and the butter for toast. And it is on the edge of the container, but yeah, it is. There is times I look at it and when it really does get thick because multiple people do the same spot, so you get this thick lump. I find.
You know what? We can't do it here because my husband is allergic to peanut butter. So.
Oh, there's that. There you go.
He's like, please don't kill me and put your knife in the jam. Yeah.
You have your own personal way out of your marriage. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't eat peanut butter either, so I don't care what she does to it.
Well, it can be anything at all. Me, peanut butter and jam. Don't
put the knife in the jam, right?
Yeah. I have opened up the peanut butter and found jam in it. And all I did was I put the cap back on, put it back on the shelf. I said, forget it. It was like yuck. Let somebody else deal with it. I can't stand it. And
yeah, I'm like that too.
That's it. But the stupid thing is, they're right. What the guy said on the radio. You're going to put it on the bread anyways. It's peanut butter and jam. Why is it so disgusting in the jar but not on the bread?
Because you use jam but what if you want jam by itself or peanut butter by itself? If you have that stuff mixed in there, it's gross.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to put peanut butter and jam on it. The next day you're going to do the same thing. If you're going to eat peanut butter and jam, why is it so disgusting in the jar?
Also, it can germinate in the jar when you're mixing two different ingredients. It can create unsanitary conditions. I've learned that in
that's true. Yeah, that is true because you're putting a sugar into an open environment where it's not being refrigerated. But it was just an example. The third example was, how about chips and chip dip? You get these chip dip containers. You open them up, right? And you refrigerate them. But you open it up and you find pieces of the chip, like the top nacho or whatever. You find pieces of it stuck in the chip dip because someone went in and dipped.
Well, first off, I hate double dipping. I would rather
not double dipping. But let's say you take a chip and you dip in, but it breaks off and stays. But you're right. The first thing that comes to mind when you open a container up and you see chips stuck in the dip, someone double dipped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they did. It could just be that the chips broke. What do you guys think of that?
I wouldn't take chances.
Yeah, Ernie. What do you think of that, Ernie? Or stop bringing people in, Ernie.
I mean, I just think I'm so much more enlightened as a human being now, having been here to hear this.
Now, is that better? I was really echoing in the other room.
Yeah, it sounded like you were in the bottom of
I know. You know why? We ripped the carpet out of that room, and it's empty.
Oh yeah, now just reverbs everywhere.
Okay.
So it's like, no, I can't stand that.
Wow. How about you, John? Chips, dip, peanut butter, jam, butter, crumbs.
Chips, chains, and whips. Sorry.
Butter can killed for the peanut butter and jam thing. If I use the same knife, I would clean it before I put the other.
Now I'm a dick when it comes to that. I'll use 2 knives.
Yeah, me too. 2 knives.
And I leave it in the sink. I leave it in the sink for my daughters to wash.
No, I'll clean it and then yeah. And okay, with the chip dip thing, I don't know. I would assume it just broke off, and I would probably just scoop it up with my chip and dip and try not to break it and like get a double chip.
Or you could just take some dip and put it on your plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what John isn't telling you is the way he cleans his knife up is he licks it clean.
I used to do that as a kid. I still to this day love peanut butter, and there's days I get this craving for peanut butter, and I'll take a big soup spoon, dip it way down, get as much peanut butter as I can on the spoon, and I'll eat it like a lollipop.
Yeah.
I used to do that. I get a craving for peanut butter, and they say it's something in my diet that's missing, and my body knows that it's in peanut butter. So
I used to do that when I was younger.
I'm still young.
Of course you are, especially in your mind.
Yeah, I'm just aging badly.
But you make an interesting point there, though. It's interesting when your body does crave something or is missing something. Sometimes you crave certain foods. And my dad said when he was in the Depression era, when they didn't have much to eat, he said his mom would scold him for taking matchsticks and rubbing them in the dirt and eating them. It's like, wow, what was he missing?
Sulfur.
But now you know why I am the way I am.
Yeah, no, it's simple. No, really. When people are lack of food, they're missing sulfur in their diet.
Well, now pregnant women. Not all.
Well,
some pregnant women crave unedible things, but I don't know why. But when you're craving regular foods or combinations like I did when I was pregnant, it's what your body's craving and needing.
But hold up now. Pregnancy is a little bit different. The fetus is connected to you. Remember that they have now proven there is. But
your body's also craving a certain nutrients too.
Yeah, but why is it always 2? Like pickles and ice cream, oranges.
I never had that craving.
No, but when there is 2, essentially it's the fetus wants pickles because of salt, for example, it needs salt, and the mother wants ice cream because it's calcium, for example. Okay, but it's true. As we eat, the body analyzes everything we're bringing in, and it knows. Well, if I eat ice cream, it's sweet. I feel better. I need something salty. Pickle.
Honestly, I haven't craved pickles since I got pregnant. I used to crave pickles before I got pregnant. I never had morning sickness or any weird cravings. The weirdest craving I had was salsa and soft pretzels.
I never got morning sickness. I would have gotten sudden notification sickness. Happened to me once.
Yeah.
Happened to me once before I met my wife. Girlfriend said, "I think I'm pregnant." I puked everywhere.
I guess you weren't ready for that news, huh?
Sudden notification syndrome. It's what it's called, actually. Look it up. It's when somebody gets a bad news or shocking news and they empty their innards.
Now, what if it's like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock in the evening, your pregnant wife says, "John, I want donuts," and sends me like miles away, about 4 exits to Dunkin' Donuts.
It's love.
Okay.
To buy a dozen or so donuts. Come home, takes a bite. I don't know if it was even more than 1 bite, and it was like, nah, can't eat no more.
That's fine.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
You had your pleasure 9 months ago.
So you're paying for it now.
You owe it to her now. She is carrying 9 months worth of human body in her.
Actually, it's 10 months. People need to get it right.
I'm with you there, Belinda. They say 9 months.
They tell us guys 9 months. That's what we stick with,
Yeah.
I was a day late with each of my kids, but my first kid only came in 5 hours for being my first, and my second one came in 15 minutes. The doctors didn't even tell me to push. He was coming out on the way to the hospital. I kid you not. I didn't even have time for an epidural.
Oh wow!
Interesting.
I delivered my own baby and then never took Lamaze.
We always talk about these cases of women being pregnant and their stories, the whole 9 yards. Just give me a second. You can.
I never understood those shows though about being pregnant, not knowing it, especially if you had kids before.
But what got me was my natural mother. I reconnected with her after 15 years of not talking. Well, 10 years of not talking to her, and it blew me away when she said, "I don't want to talk about Nelson's birth." It was the worst experience of my life, and I was in earshot of hearing this, and I said, "What? Thanks, Mom."
No, I had great pregnancies, and the labors were quick. Honestly, here's what happened. My first baby, my water didn't break. I was a day late. I didn't have the Braxton Hicks or any contractions, so I didn't know better. I wish I'd known what I know now, but they were probing around down there, so that causes infection. So they had to help me deliver. So they gave me Pitocin to get me contracting because my water already broke. And I had a 12-hour opportunity that I didn't know about. I could have taken that. And I was in such bad pain from the Pitocin that they did give me the epidural because I was like looking at my husband saying, "Don't even breathe. Don't look at me. You did this to me." And then as soon as I get the epidural, I'm like, "Oh, I want pizza and fries," and I'm all giddy and happy and everything. And I kept pumping the epidural into me. They're like, "No, don't do that," because I couldn't feel anything. But when the baby came, not to be graphic, but when the baby came, I felt the ring of fire despite my epidural. But it was quick.
Let's not go into too many details. Some people do get.
My daughter, she wasn't as big as my son. She was smaller when she came out, and she was also a day late. But with her, I thought I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't even know I was in labor. She was pushing her way out and I was trying to keep her in. And on the second push, my water broke. And we barely made it in front of the hospital doors. My husband, okay, get this. This is the funny part. He's waving down the doctors. They think he's a nutcase. He forgets to put the car in park. And I'm slowly holding this baby that's still stuck with the cord, and I'm like, Kurt. And I'm in shock. So I'm like very calm. And I'm holding the baby up. And the car is slowly rolling down the parking lot. And he goes and jots down and
Oh, Jesus.
You went after the car.
It was very slow, so he didn't have to, do much. And he's like, "How do you put this?" Because we videotaped the first birth, and you got to cut the cord and all that. With this one, it was so quick that we didn't get to videotape her coming out, just me holding her with the cord still attached, and the doctor had to cut the cord. And he's trying to say, "How do you put this thing on?" I'm like, "Right here."
Oh, Jesus.
He was the one that was a total wreck, not me.
Wow. And most of the time it is. I mean, a lot of the time it is. The males have no idea what's going on, and they're not ready for it.
But it was so quick. I felt everything. I felt like my organs were coming out. But it was so quick that I could do that again without the epidural. It was really quick. But watch this. I have a baby next time, and it's going to be like 15 hours of labor.
Yeah. Or it'll be like mine. Or it'll be like mine, where you say. Not my pregnancy, but you. Or like my mom's, where I came out, where you'll say it was the worst thing in my life.
Yeah, no. My son was being born. I was being a loving husband and trying to comfort my wife. And you know what? She lovingly says to me, "Don't touch me."
Yeah. You're the worst thing. You become the worst thing in their lives.
Yeah, my best friend when his wife went into labor.
Oh, here we go. The stories of the best friend. You're a friend of a friend of mine.
She reached over and grabbed him by the elbow.
My doorbell. Sorry.
She reached over, grabbed him by the elbow, looked him deep in the eyes, and said, "I want you dead." You did this to me.
You guys know about the movie The Purge, right? Well, women are allowed to say and do what they want during pregnancy. They're exempt from all violence and court of law.
Some women are so possessed they're standing on a bed almost like they're possessing. They're going to kill you. But you know what's funny?
The head is going around,
Pete.
Second,
You know what's funny?
Second topic I had, if we want to move on, is watch the commercial today. Not commercial. Watch the show today on YouTube, and I'll put the link for that one in the description below. This is neat. Pepsi back in I believe it was 93 or 92 or 93, put out a campaign saying, "Get points, get stuff." Okay, you guys remember that, right? The Pepsi contest,
Yeah.
earn Pepsi points, get Pepsi stuff, or get cool stuff. And in a commercial, like I said, I'll put the link in the video. I'll put the link in the description. In the video, in the commercial, it says you see a kid stand up and he's got a Pepsi T-shirt on. He says Pepsi T-shirt, 1,000 points. Pepsi leather jacket, 4,000 points, for example. I'm just Pepsi sunglasses, 700 points, whatever. And then at the end of the commercial, you see this Harrier Jet. If you guys remember this Harrier Jet came in at school, came down and landed, and on screen it said, Harrier Jet, 7 million points. Okay? One guy went out and earned 7 million points.
Wow.
Sent the check to Pepsi and said, one Harrier Jet delivered to this address. Here's my amount for the 7 million points and $10 shipping and handling. Please deliver. They refused it. It went to court up until year 2000. And in the year 2000, the Supreme Court of the United States overthrown the decision totally and said that while watching a commercial, the company cannot be held responsible for anything written or promised in a commercial. It is just an advertisement and is not a written contract. What do you guys think about this?
I think that's BS.
On the screen, Harrier Jet, a picture of it, written Harrier Jet, 7 million points, and it's a points program.
False advertising.
Yep, BS.
He should have got his plane.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is, you can't have a Harrier Jet, but there should have been a monetary, compensation.
Well,
Exactly. Or at least they could have put his name on one.
Yeah, or something, But the government
sent him a little model of one,
Yeah.
You know, when they some commercials today will make a disclaimer saying, but they do so fast, like, they do real small so they can say, I put it out there, but you can't read it.
Now, here's the thing now. In 2005, Red Bull went to court and got sued because people were taking Red Bull on a regular basis. Now, John, you know about this, huh? Red Bull? It's from your country. It's from your country.
It is? It's from Germany?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And Red Bull were saying Red Bull gives you wings, and it would literally wrote it at the bottom of the screen. Red Bull gives you wings, and people were drinking this and drinking this and drinking this, and we're not getting wings. So they took it to court and they won the case. Red Bull had to reimburse everybody in a class action lawsuit to compensate for their loss. They were saying to people, you spend this money, buy our product, you're going to have wings. Hold on now. Now at the bottom of the videos it says Red Bull gives you wings because WIIIIINGS, which is not a word. So why does Pepsi get off scot-free and why does Red Bull have to pay?
That's what I was going to say. Why the guy from the Pepsi should have been the one that won, because that's something that they could at least done. Where Red Bull, you're not going to get wings unless they send them.
Don't you get it? Red Bull is a German product.
Oh, you mean they would have been sued in Germany?
There's definitely a double standard there.
I never heard that. I mean, Germans would not actually think that they will grow wings by drinking that disgusting stuff. So
that's what I want to know. Who the heck in their right mind would think they're growing wings? That's what I want to know.
Only Americans.
Keeping in mind, Germans. This is the same country that has chocolates with little toys in it banned as contraband.
That's what I was going to say. Germans are smart enough not to eat candy with toys in it either,
Oh, Lord.
That's true. Today you have microwavable food, and it has instructions written for idiots. So I guess That's a lot of
microwaves. That's another one. A guy brought the microwave company Sanyo, the electronics company Sanyo, to court and tried to sue them. He was tired of opening and closing the microwave door. So he took the door off and he wired in on. If you take the switch, I'm not going to describe how to do it because I know how to do it, but I'm not going to say because some idiot is going to do it, and I don't want that. But he wired it up so that the door connection, the sensors for the door would detect the door was closed. He turned the machine on and cooked. Meanwhile, the door's gone. But you got to think, you're emitting microwave radiation. There's a reason why those doors have that little fine mesh. It's a mesh made to capture the microwave waves before it gets to you, and it discharges them out to the ground, to literally to the ground in the wall. And but now the person took Sanyo to court, and Sanyo was told to reimburse the person because there wasn't sufficient safeties on the device to prevent someone taking the door off and utilizing the device without a door. I mean, how stupid can you be? Now the person went to court
and still breathe.
Now, what happens when you cook food with microwave radiation? The microwaves agitate the water molecules, and the faster molecules move, the hotter it gets. Therefore, it cooks from the inside out. But if you're standing 5 feet away from the magnetron, which is what emits microwave rays, it's called a magnetron, and it's usually at the top of the microwave with a little metal, titanium stick on it. It looks like a little antenna, but it's behind what you guys touch. And if you're standing 5 feet, 10 feet away from it, the first thing it affects in men are the testicles. It literally boils the innards of the testicles, and you become sterile. You see.
I was wondering about that because I was wondering how safe are these microwaves really? I mean, is it really safe to stand next to one while it's working?
I don't.
We had one years ago that every time we ran the darn thing, I could feel a buzzing in my head. And I think everybody thought it was nuts, but it
could very well be. It could be.
Oh, here's the thing that I worry about. Okay, we use microwaves. There's the new wave ovens, but we don't have one of those yet. And the problem is with the microwave, it's quick, it's easy, although I do prefer some foods being cooked on the stove because it does come out better. They don't come out dry, just even for that reason. But I don't want all that radiation from a cell phone, microwave, computer. I mean, no wonder we have cancer today. We're always in front of some kind of radiation, and there's not much you can do to avoid it unless it's in certain instances.
Let's not start a panic here. Radiation, microwave radiation. Even if we got rid of the cell phones, the wireless cards, the wireless connections, which is all microwave, what is microwave radio signals, or their frequency in the microwave range. If we got rid of all of it, you're still getting more radiation from the sun, and even just walking down the street, because there's minerals in the ground, even if they're 100 feet down, you're still getting irradiated because plutonium, for example, could be 100 feet down. You're walking over it, you're still getting radiation. The sun emits radiation on all sorts of levels. You're getting a lot more of it just walking down the street than you would having your cell phone to your head. A cell phone from the 1980s, yeah, that's a little bit more dangerous. It was a much more powerful antenna, but the technology has gotten a lot better. Also, I don't think there's actually a recorded case of anybody getting brain damage from a cell phone. I don't think there's an actual case.
No, that's cancer, not brain damage.
Well, brain damage, cancer, same thing. You get tumors, they said. You can stand people that fix microwaves. They might be sterile, but they don't form cancer, from working around these things. I personally know what the insides are. I know the electronics behind it because my dad's a repair technician, and I've seen him open these things up. And just looking at a magnetron, it's a big, it looks like a transformer, a hard iron core with wire mounted inside. It's a huge device with a titanium core on it. And when you look at that, it's ominous. It's like, ooh, I don't want that thing pointed at me, And it's a lot of voltage in there. What's connected to your wall is 110 volts, and it's using probably 10 amps out of the 15 amp capacity in your wall. So it's using a lot of power to do what it does. Even if today's devices are more efficient, it's still pulling a lot of current, a lot of juice, and it is putting out a lot because it's got to cook that food. You know.
But here's the thing, like when you go to get an x-ray done, they say there's radiation with that, and yet you have to get an x-ray done. It almost seems contradicting.
Well, yeah, no, but it's one of those things where your X-ray radiation is another form of radiation. Because for those of you that don't know what radiation is, look at there's a spectrum starting with visible light, which is a very very slight sliver, and then you go into the ultraviolet lights and infrared lights, and you can go to the radio frequencies. Everything is in one spectrum, all the way from gamma to X-ray, and at one end it's very very high energy, fast moving particles, and at the other end it's very low flowing, almost not noticeable particles like infrared, where it's moving so slow you can't see it with your own eyes. And we only see light in a very small spectrum, but gamma, X-ray, alpha radiation, beta radiation, all that, microwave radiation, it's all in that same spectrum. So when you take an X-ray of your at the hospital, yeah, you're getting a heavy dose. But again, if it's 1 or 2 X-rays, your body will dissipate the radiation. It's not good. Any radiation is no good. But your body can handle it. But if you were to sit there and go click, 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 one X-ray after another, you'd be dead by the end of the day. There'd just be too much of it, you know. To cook food with cell phones, they did a test. It would take over 1,000 cell phones being called all at the same time, all pointed the antennas at relative, like within, like say, a 6-inch area. It would take 1,000 cell phones to cook a piece of chicken, the same way you would in the microwave.
I walk through Walmart.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but it has to be very confined. So the radiation coming off our cell phones is not that bad, you know. You know, you gotta say, I would rather have microwave radiation. It actually does affect us. They've done studies now where the microwave, the radio frequencies coming off our network cards and our computers to our wireless routers, our laptops, our cell phones, tablets, all the devices, they're finding that if people turn off all the devices at night, including the router, you sleep better. The more the devices, the more your dreams could be really weird and wishy-washy. You wake up in the middle of the night, because apparently these things actually do mess with your brain waves while you try to sleep.
I never notice a difference, and I normally have to have my computer on, but I put it on standby so it doesn't burn out the motherboard. But I have to have it on because I always have software running for clients to get them, you know, business.
Right.
So I put it on low energy. But even when I used to turn it off at night, you know, when I could do that, I never noticed a difference in my sleep or anything.
No, some people do, some people don't. But they're doing studies on it. They're starting to realize that. Right here in my house. Well, here, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got at least 10 items in the house that are wireless, right? Just from a count of the fingers.
Oh, by the way, if you have a cold bedroom like me, having your computer on but on low, you know, low energy, standby, high
heats
or
it up.
whatever, it heats it. Yeah, it does.
The server room behind me here, we had 5 servers, and I had to struggle to keep it at 20 Celsius, just to keep it so at a point where the servers won't burn out, because at 20 Celsius, the servers were running, the microprocessors were running 30 degrees Celsius hotter than the room, so they were running at 50 Celsius. At 70 and 80 Celsius, the microprocessors would melt.
I used to have a TV running in here too to keep it warm, but like I said, I keep it on standby hybrid mode so it doesn't burn out my motherboard and preserves, you know,
that's
the
it.
computer.
Hey, we have 2 people in the YouTube side of things in the chat. We're seeing watching here. If you guys want the link, I posted it in the chat. If you guys want to join in a live chat to participate, click on that link, that URL that's there. And come join us. It's an open house Fridays and Saturdays, so join on in. Yeah, at least you could have your voice heard amongst the millions and millions of potential people that could see this. Potential. How about you, Carrie? How many devices do you have in your house that you're worried that's frying your what's left in your mind?
I don't worry about it.
You're not worried about it.
Not worried about it.
There you go.
You're like a scientist. I think the math and the science are going together here.
Yeah. No, I just know electronics. Like I said, my dad fixes this stuff. So I from very young, I've been involved in that. How about you, John? I think you got what, one Fritz box and one laptop, as far as I know.
Yeah, I've got no, yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff, and I'm like Carrie. I don't think about. I have to. You see, this is like an occupational hazard type thing, and me and a student of mine were talking about this today because we both worked in the medical field before, and when you worked in the medical field, right? You are highly aware of contamination and
Yep.
germs and everything. And you really have to like train yourself not to freak out and get abnormal and start being Mr. or Mrs. Sterile or something like that.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you can get carried away. So I just
You can
don't
make
think about
yourself sick.
Well, yeah, because
yeah.
you only live once. I mean, we've got the technology. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die, and I think you're gonna die more likely of getting hit by a car or in a car accident compared to dying of a tumor because you got, like me. I got so many monitors and stuff on my computer.
Here's another thing. Speaking of, I have to be in front of my computer all day and night, with my business. And if you don't have a glare screen on your monitor, your eyes can get worse. But even with a glare screen, your eyes can still get worse, but it just slows it down. And I don't wear my glasses anymore, and I probably should, but I don't. And I know my eyes are probably get. It could. I mean, I'm not going to speak like that. They could get worse, but I don't have a choice, and I'm just thinking positive and just living in faith, because if I worry about every little thing I do, whether it be my eyes, radiation, any of this stuff, I would become a hypochondriac. I would start thinking of stuff into existence. The mind's very powerful. It can actually make you sick, even if it didn't exist before then.
Yeah.
There is a balance.
How about you, Eugene? You haven't said much so far. What's your opinion on this?
Opinion on what? The
Anything. Anything at all. What's your opinion, sir?
I really don't have an opinion.
I don't have an opinion. I'm just sitting here spending time with you guys. I love it. I love it. I just turned off my video for a minute here because I noticed the bandwidth is starting to get wishy-washy. Again, we got a couple more people in the group. If you guys want to come and join in to the live chat I'll post up the URL for the live chat in the text area here, and you guys can come and join in live, talk with us, tell us what you feel. It's open chat, literally open. We can say, you can tell us if you don't like our hair. You can tell us that you love John's coffee cup that he keeps putting on screen in front of us for his 10 cents every time. You can talk about your product, services, anything you want. Come on in and chat with us. So back to the advertising. How do you guys how do you guys feel about it, and what are we seeing it's going towards? I mean, that's pretty nasty that the guy did all the efforts to get a Harrier Jet, and it was blatantly written right out on the screen. Oh, and to the point, another point on this, Pepsi then modified the commercial so that it said 700 million points after the court case started. So that tells me they know they shouldn't be doing that.
Of course they do. Of course they do. They should have had to deliver in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want anybody to have a Harrier Jet.
No, of course not. But that's what they said you get if you had that many points.
Yeah.
Period. And if it was, against the law, zoning laws, what have you, there's some law covering you can't have a Harrier Jet parked in your driveway, then they should have had to given him monetary compensation or something.
Well, now, hold on now. Maybe he could have a Harrier Jet. Think about it. There's citizens in the United States that do buy tanks from the military.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. It's just that they're disarmed and rendered inoperable.
Yeah. And the tank's a bit small.
The engine's intact, but you can't fire or anything. Everything that's made to fire is taken out.
Then why get a
Yeah,
tank? What's the point?
but you could
The
you could
novelty.
park a tank in your front yard, but you couldn't park a jet in your front yard.
No, but I think you
You
could.
need your
I think
I'm
yard.
kidding.
I think they could. I think in the States you're allowed to have one as long as it's rendered inoperable, like to the point where it cannot be used for military use. So in other
Okay.
words, it would be a lawn ornament.
Yeah, it has to be officially decommissioned.
Yeah.
And as you said, you know, that's how they do these warbirds, these old World War II flying machines, and
Yeah.
you know, also up about 100 miles from here we have you know, a retired submarine, the Sides. And that thing could be recommissioned and put into active duty within, I think they said 48 hours if needed to be, but who'd want an old diesel, right? But it's analog, right? But anyway, you can do that. You can legally buy ex-military equipment as long as it's decommissioned and rendered.
Yeah, 'cause I know Bill Gates. I know Bill Gates. I think it was the USS Missouri. Bill Gates wanted to buy the USS Missouri to call it his own yacht.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
it was refused because it's a destroyer, and yeah, okay, fine that he buys it and that he parks it and calls it his yacht, but how much would it take to turn that into a machine of destruction? You know, that's
Probably
huge.
not. Probably not much, especially if you're Bill Gates. You know, write a
No, but think of-
program. And,
We have to think here, Bill Gates. I mean, this is the guy that went and helped sponsor SpaceX.
yeah,
You know, so I mean, okay, I can't get a destroyer, so now I'm going to go to outer space.
that's right.
You know. Oh my God. Yeah, so those were the two stories I wanted to talk about. It was the crumbs in the butter. Starting with that, I thought that was hilarious today on the radio with all the reactions of the people. I was like, so many people don't care about the crumbs in their butter, and a whole bunch of others. They just go, I mean, to the other side of the spectrum where it's totally disgusting. You know, it's like, oh my God, you know. And then jam and peanut butter. That was the other one. And then we went off into advertising. How did we get to birth and radio waves? I hold on a second.
Because I slid it in there. I'm just so genius.
Yeah,
It was subliminal, you know.
Belinda's selling point today is microwave telephones.
I have a question for you, American folks.
Oh, that's not me.
Or me.
Okay, you Canadians also. You can chime in on this. What kind of bread can you get at the store? What kind of bread?
Roman, Wonder, Walmart brand, Sara Lee.
It's mostly white bread, order.
Oh yeah, we have what do you call it, whole wheat. We have all types.
Oh, I have
wheat,
right. Okay.
Rye, all grain. You can get any kind of bread you want.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Can't you?
No, it's just the thing, you see, because where do you buy your bread?
Supermarket.
Grocery store.
Yeah. Now you see, here in Germany, when you want bread, you go to the bakery.
We have that option at the bakery.
We have, huh?
We have a bakery option.
You can get bread there.
Yeah, but the thing is that in some stores you can, but the problem is that it's way more expensive and it goes bad really quick. That's why people usually buy the pre-packaged bread.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I grew up in America. I know the deal. But the cool thing about Germany is a bakery is like a bakery. You go in the bakery, you can buy fresh bread, rolls, this, that, and the other thing. And when I tell my students that in America, we buy our bread at the supermarket, at the grocery store.
Yeah, well, we do have both. And personally, myself, if I have to buy, let's say, French bread or a specialty bread, our supermarket has a bakery in it. But yeah, I would rather go to an actual authentic bakery that makes breads. But I've got the problem where I don't necessarily want to drive everywhere, because now you're going to go to there are places that here in town that put out just milk products, cheese, milk, all that stuff. It's a dairy store basically. We've got the fishery, the fishmonger basically. We can go get all types of fish at the fish market. breads at the bakery, but now we're gonna drive everywhere. So I think the market, like the supermarket, I think is more convenient.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, uh, you see here in Germany, life is a little different because, I teach my students that language is about more than words and phrases and grammar and stuff like that. It's also about culture. You see,
Yeah,
and when I came to this country, some things was quite the culture shock, and it's something as simple as going shopping because Europeans don't get us sometimes, Americans, because they ask like, why do we have such big servings of things, like gallon of milk and this, that, and the other thing, and I explained you see, and you here in Germany, you shop kind of for the week or maybe for a few days because they get a lot of stuff fresh. And there are bakeries all over the place. So the bakeries are just all over the place, and it's normal. You go in the bakery, and there are like all kinds of different breads and rolls and stuff to choose from and stuff. And their sweet stuff is not as sweet as it is in America. And they specialty shops that they call conditorei, where they sell like donuts and cakes and stuff like this. They sell some of that in the bakery too, but mostly bread and stuff like that. It's
yeah,
just different. It's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And when I traveled, I noticed a lot of the sweets in the other countries. Like I've been to Senegal, I've been to Okinawa, Japan, and I've been to Mexico. So of those three places, what we consider sweets here, yeah, it's less sweet and more flavorful.
Yeah,
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 it is a big difference
yeah,
compared to here. When I went to Mexico, there was no supermarket that I could see in any when I was on
yeah,
my trip on
yeah,
foot. I never came across any supermarket like we
yeah,
have here. But then
yeah,
again, I didn't walk through any downtown major metropolitan. I was walking on foot, so I was going from basically
yeah,
village to village, and
yeah.
but everybody had their own thing. One person did brickwork, the other person did it was a baker, another person raised
Right,
chickens.
right,
So
right.
it was a very um, uh, going back to basics way of thinking.
Pioneer.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody harmonized with everybody. No, the eggs were produced, but there was never any leftover eggs. The eggs that were needed were distributed for exchange of other services.
Trade
Um,
barter.
yeah, a lot of it was barter, and so yeah, everybody had their own thing. I think it'd be great if we went back. I think the grocery market's more convenient, but it's taking away from the little guy that does the bakery, that does the fish shop. Because now I can go here to IGA or Metro here in town, and IGA stands for Independent Grocers Association, and I can walk around the store and let's see here. When I go in, I got the fruits and vegetables. Then I've got the bakery. Then there's a fish area. Then there's the beef, pork, chicken, stuff like that. Then it's all the rest of the product and the rest of the store. Um, I think it steals business from the little guy that wants to just to be a butcher. But I'd rather go to a butcher. In fact, my wife and I do. The only problem is it's 40 minutes away. It's in a small town here called
Yeah.
La Patrie, and it's a very old town. And when she gets the chance to go down there, she makes it a point to buy meats from that butcher. And we make it convenient for us, but we like supporting the little guy.
And it's special and it's personal
Yeah,
and that kind of thing is normal over here. They're starting to have bigger places now, like little shopping centers and stuff like that. But it's nothing compared to the states. And my students who haven't been to the states are always quite interested when I explain these things to them. And those who have been there, they explain about their experiences and stuff like that and
yeah,
how different it is. I remember the first time my wife walked into a mall. The first time I took her to the States. Well, no, when we went with the Army, and first time she walked into a mall, she'd never seen something so huge, you know. And yeah, for us it's normal, but for them it's like, yeah,
Well, see, in the old days, you used to know your butcher, your mill. You
yeah,
had relationships with those
Huh.
people. And like my mom and my mother-in-law, she still goes to a particular bakery to get her rolls when she makes her spaghetti.
yeah,
She'll
yeah,
still do that.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
You know, I was just texting to the people watching on YouTube, asking what do they think about, what are their feelings about the shopping malls and what's going on. I mean, I remember back when Walmart first came to Quebec, and there was Costco that came in. Costco was accepted because it was more. You had to have a membership, and let's face it, it was government, small business owners that could get into it. Government workers or small business owners could get in and have membership. If you didn't have one or the other, you couldn't get in. And then they started allowing you to invite people in as guests, and then now it's available to a lot of people, whoever wants to pay for a membership. But when Walmart came along, I remember a billboard, and it was funny. It caught my attention because it was spray painted in English, and here's a French province. Everything here is in French, and it said Walmart arrive bientôt, arriving soon. And somebody climbed up this post and spray painted great big letters, Walmart shitting on the little guy. Literally, and it caught my attention, and I agree with that because Walmart, they're so huge, nobody can compete. If I were to put a product out that competes with Walmart, all they have to say is, okay, no problem, half off. Raise 10 other prices 10 cents, half off this one, just run that guy out of town. You know, and they got no shame in doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I personally like the smaller shops, but the convenience of going to Walmart and getting everything a lot of times wins, right?
Yeah.
We have Angela here saying that she does not like Walmart. I like her.
Well, you know what? Because Walmart makes it really impersonal.
That's right.
Walmart's good for some things, but not for others. It depends why you're going there. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have things that you can't get anywhere else. They do have exclusive stuff. Home hardware here in Canada. I think home hardware is in the States too, right? Ernie, Belinda.
I've never heard of that particular one, but
Okay, so
we
it
have
might
one
just be
plenty
Canadian.
probably.
It might only be Canadian then, but it's a hardware store, and they got a lot of product that's exclusive to them. They'll say, okay, you want to sell your product, we like your product, but you can only sell it through us, period. And that's fine. That makes it so you have to go to home hardware, that hardware store, to get that item. Okay, and then of course the brand does all the marketing, you know. So
and the one thing about home hardware is, like, I would rather go to Home Hardware than Home Depot because Home Hardware is very, very good on customer service. We walk there and we have like 4 things on our list. We'll have a salesperson walk around the store with us and make sure that we get everything that we want.
Well, that's sweet.
Oh,
And that's
I walked into Home Hardware where I've never been in my life, and I said, can you tell me where I can get this little piece? It has 2 screws in it. It's bent, and I don't know what it's called. And she says, hold on a second. She'll call somebody over. Can you show him where that item is? He walks me over to the aisle. Right there's where we have it. Thank you. Have a nice day. And talk about efficient. And they don't need to treat me better than anybody else. I've never been there before. You know. So.
Well, here's the thing. But here's the thing. Like, okay, when here in New Jersey, people tend to be rude. I know there's good and bad, everywhere. But when I went out to the Midwest, Ohio, the Walmart out there, I had customers come up to me and say, "Can I help you look for something?" These are customers, mind you. If you go to a Walmart over here in New Jersey, you're lucky to get the workers to help you, and that's what they're paid to do. Okay. So even within the same store, being in different areas can make a difference too. But I know, like in Walmart, just certain brands, whether it be food or non-food, that's their particular brand. Just like some generic things are good and some aren't. And some are just a subcategory of the main name brand. And in Walmart's case, they have some decent stuff that's under their brand too. So again, it depends on what you're getting, and where you shop at, even within the same chain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Angela's saying here, you've got 30 people walking around in blue and tan, and 60 people in line, and only 5 tills open. Efficiency. Yeah, that's a tough topic. That's a tough topic because there might be 30 people working there and 5 people at till, but not everybody working there can handle the tills. You've got to be accepted to use the tills and stuff like that. But yeah, I hate going into department stores and Walmart and Costco. 2 reasons. I can't stand rubbing up against people. I get home, I gotta take a shower. Like, it's always packed. And standing in line and waiting, I find I went in one time. I bought a 1 liter of coffee cream. I wound up being an hour from the time I went in to the time I got back to my vehicle. It was an hour for 1 thing of cream. Yeah, we saved 50 cents, but what was the point? I just essentially wasted $35 of what I could have used to earn money. But before we go on, let's cheat the system here. Coca-Cola is our product sponsor for our show today. Now, Coca-Cola, listen, guys, I want to see a truckload of this on my driveway by the end of the week. Okay, make it happen. Here,
Pepsi.
Belinda wants Pepsi.
You're not helping with the advertising there,
While we're doing this, Pepsi, deliver Pepsi at Belinda's place, or we're going to find the 700 million
Belinda
points.
likes Pepsi, and you like Coke.
Can you tell?
Hey, Belinda, we'll find the 700 million points,
Yay,
Pepsi points, to get your Harrier Jet.
I drink the real sugar Pepsi, like the throwback. Before they start using that corn syrup crap.
This is my son's favorite drink. This is like an orange cola mix.
What is
called
it? What's the brand name?
It's called Mix Max.
Mix Max, okay.
Yeah, by Freeway. And it's like an orange cola type mix, and he lives off this stuff.
Is it like Crush, Orange Crush?
No, nothing like that.
Nothing
Is
like
it full of sugar, John? How much sugar is in it? How much sugar is in it?
Probably too much. I don't know.
I was told that in Canada, I don't know if this applies to Germany, but I was told in Canada you guys still use real sugar in all your soda products. Only here in the States do we use the fructose corn syrup, now throwback Pepsi to what it used to be.
Yeah, but there's so much chemical in Pepsi and Coke. It's ridiculous. One person did a spectral analysis, what do you call it, mass spec, on Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and they say there's stuff in there that naturally blends one to the other. And those compounds we should never ingest.
Well, I saw where you could put a spoon in, whether it was either Pepsi or Coke, and the spoon, the acid from that alone could clean off your insides.
Oh yeah. Listen, guys, everyone out there, you hate your neighbor? Don't retaliate. Pour Coke on their car and leave it overnight. Coca-Cola will strip paint off a car.
Nasty.
It does.
I think Pepsi has the orange and Coke has the lemon juice in it, if I remember the secret ingredients on the book that they have out there.
Yeah, but they will. I mean, when I was in elementary school, we put a 4-inch nail in a glass of Coke, and by the end of the week, there was no more 4-inch nail. It was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, when we dumped it out to prove that the teacher didn't tamper with it, when we poured it out into a strainer, there was little metal fragments in the strainer. The Coke went through.
Really?
It ate the metal.
Wow. They give you a tip over here. If you have a clogged drain, you pour Coke in it.
I would imagine. Yeah, think about that.
It takes
acid.
It takes a long time. It'll take 2-3 days for it to do its job, but it will eat through a clog like hair and stuff. It'll eat through organic.
Yeah.
And we drink this.
The thing is with soda though, I tried making homemade soda, it just didn't turn out right.
Homemade soda?
Yeah, you have the soda makers now that you can pour your own syrup and water and like a mixture. It's supposed to be the natural way of making a soda, but it never turns out right, at least not for me.
Okay.
Hey Nelson.
Yes.
That Angela that was commenting, is her last name Miller?
Yes.
That's my sister.
Oh, it's your sister.
Hello, Angela Miller.
Well, John, your sister hates Walmart.
That's cool.
Hold on a second here. Let's share a screen. Let's get the.
You know what's funny? I was at
I know a lot of things that are funny.
I was at a diner one time, and now before I met my husband, I used to be a Coke drinker. I was a Coca-Cola girl. He got me to switch to Pepsi. I don't know. Okay.
So you're a trader.
So here's the thing. I was at a diner one time with my friend, and I said, really, I didn't mean to do this. It wasn't on purpose. I said loud enough, I used to do Coke.
Oh no.
And then I said quietly, but now I drink Pepsi. But they didn't hear that part. And she pointed out to me, do you realize you talked louder when you said Coke than when you said Pepsi? I'm like, oh crap. That's funny.
There you go, guys. There's the chat. I'm trying to get the chat lined up on the screen here. Can you guys see that? No, you can't.
You got something weird on screen.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Let's get this. See, I'm trying to accommodate everybody here, and you're ruining it for me. Leave me alone. I was born this way.
Your face, Nelson.
Yeah, I was born this way. Now, can you guys see it? There you go.
And because he said Angela said this and this and this, and I said, is that Angela's name?
There you go. It's on screen, John.
Huh?
It's on screen.
What? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
I don't like Walmart.
You don't like Walmart. Cool.
We need Angela Miller to comment more often. I like her.
Hey, you know, what can I say? My little sister.
I hope she looks better than you do.
Yeah, 100% sure.
Okay, cool. Oh wow. It's neat to know that there is family out there. You know, it's a small world.
It's a small world.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. It's been an hour. If you guys don't mind, we'll wrap it up. We got a couple things to say before. Hey, Ernie, you're back.
Never left. I was just
what's your favorite drink? Ka-ching.
Oh, you know, I'm kind of partial to things like Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb, that kind of thing for drinks.
Does Mr. Pibb really exist?
Yeah,
it
Mr.
does.
Pibb.
It does. Well, you know, here in Michigan, we got this thing called Berner's Ginger Ale, and it's kind of a Michigan thing, but it's a ginger ale with a draft barrel flavor to it. Like, it's
wow! But seriously, I thought Mr. Pibb was just something they said in American Dad.
No, it's a real product. It's similar to it's kind of a knockoff of Dr. Pepper in a way.
Yeah, like a
I
generic.
haven't heard that in years, but yeah.
Wow!
I think
we learn something new every day.
Remember Shasta?
Yeah, I think one is put out by PepsiCo and the other one's put out by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sprite is Coke and 7 Up is Coke. Sprite, I think, is Pepsi.
Yeah. No. 7 Up is Pepsi. Sprite's Coke.
Oh, okay, I got them mixed up.
Yeah, it's.
But they still taste.
Right.
There's a difference in taste. I can still taste the difference.
One put out one thing. One responded. You know, because Fanta, I think, or the name that's Pepsi.
Tab, remember Tab? That was so.
Yeah, I don't think Tab's around anymore, is it?
I know. I don't know if it is. I doubt it. I don't know.
Yeah, I rarely drink carbonated stuff.
My wife might know this. Tina, is Tab still around? My wife says yes. Therefore, it's true.
Wow.
I remember.
You have to know where to find it, she says. So
you know what I like, and it's not nearly as popular as Pepsi and Coke, because I like Diet Right Cola. Or there's another
Royal
one.
Crown Cola is good.
RC Cola, that's the other one.
Royal Crown Cola, yeah, RC Cola.
The one I like, I'll drive for is the real A&W root beer, but from the fountain, not in the bottle. You got to go to an A&W restaurant and have them put it in that glass mug from the fountain. It tastes original.
You know what, Nelson? We have an couple A&W fast food chains over here, and they do exactly that.
Yeah, well, you should. It's worldwide.
And you know what, though? But the thing is I miss the soda in the glass bottles. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
You do taste the difference than when it's in a can or a plastic bottle.
I'll give you an example. I would rather drink, if I'm drinking Pepsi, here's a Coke. This is in a plastic bottle. I'd rather have that in glass. But if I'm drinking a can, I'd rather have a can of Pepsi with fried chicken. You eat the chicken, you have Pepsi. That's where I love the Pepsi, because I used, before I met my wife, I would order. I'm not kidding you guys. We have this little chicken restaurant down the street from where I had my office, and everybody in the office, we were like 10 people working at the time. Everybody would pitch in $10. Now the chicken meal came with chicken breast or chicken leg, fries, bread, sauce, and a Pepsi. Okay, and it was like $7.50. So the rule was, if you want the chicken lunch, it's $10. The guy shows up at the door. If there's 10 meals, we give him $100. He keeps the balance. It's like $25 tip for showing up at the door, right? We would call in. I would say, "Hi, it's Nelson." The lady would say standard order. I would say, "Yep," and hang up. Now, I'm not kidding you guys. Within 7 minutes, from 2 blocks away, the guy would show up with 10 orders of the chicken and say, "Here you go," because he knew that every time he showed up at the door, he'd make $25. He would. He would.
Well, you know what else? Kind of along that lines. We were talking earlier about going to the neighborhood bakery and things like that. Do any of you have like restaurants like that? They're mom and pop restaurants, and when you walk in there and they know pretty much what you like to order.
Well, up here,
it's like Cheers. They know your name.
Yeah, up here it's a little bit different. If you want to go to mom and pop, you got to go a little bit more up north. They got these igloos.
Okay,
right now.
You go live in an igloo.
Well, the igloo joke is this. The igloo joke is this. I had an American that called me up from like southern Arizona, and he asked me, "Well, what kind of building are you in?" I said, "Well," and I started the joke saying, "Well, you got to understand, up here in Canada, it's so cold. Our buildings are made of ice," and he believed this, and I said, "Oh yeah. We live. I'm working out of a 2-story ice building." They built it decades ago, and it's still standing. It's made of ice. He goes, "You got to be kidding me!" He goes, "No," I said, "It's big ice blocks, and you can see the people downstairs through the floor because it's clear ice. You can see it, And this guy was just eating it up. It blew my mind. I was like, wow. So that's where the got to go up north to go to the igloo joke comes from.
But here's another thing. Like now, some stores, not all stores, but some stores carry the throwback Pepsi, the original sugar Pepsi. Yeah. That used to be before the fructose corn syrup. But another place you can get real good Pepsi or Coke in glass bottles, that's sugar, not the fructose, is at a Mexican market where I live.
Or in Canada, you can't get the original Pepsi, but it's been banned.
Really?
It's considered unhealthy. But you got to understand, too, here in Canada, they're talking about legislating pop as being not for kids below the age of 18. In other words, you're going to have to be 18 plus to have pop pretty soon because of what's in it, the caffeine. In order to serve pop to kids, that's going to have to be caffeine free, 100% caffeine free, because caffeine's a drug.
Well, actually, I didn't let my kid have any kind of sweets or soda till she was a few years old, and it was very limited, and it was nothing with caffeine in it. She only now drinks Pepsi with caffeine at 13, but even I limit that. I'll have her drink water, other things most of the time.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen these freestyle machines, the Coca-Cola freestyle machines? One of our local pizza restaurants has one of those, and that's awesome. It's all the Coca-Cola products, and it lets you mix them. So like you can add like lemon to your cola, you can add strawberry or cherry flavor to your ginger ale.
Okay. So instead of having Coke, ginger ale, Crush, it's Coke, but all the stuff you can add to it.
Yeah, and you punch it in. You punch the little buttons in. You want the flavorings you want and everything, and it mixes it and pours it into the thing. It's got a single spigot, and it mixes it for you and pours it into your cup.
My brother would do that at the soda fountain. He would just take his cup of soda and just mix them all together anyway when he was little.
Oh yeah. I used to call that swamp water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, but he did.
Oh boy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Nelson?
No, I was just reading something on the screen. Okay, so let's call it at the end of today. We're gonna have to do a couple really long episodes, because we get to an hour and we start getting people coming in and watching, and then we suddenly end it. So it's like we we should maybe try doing a couple episodes, where, hey, maybe one day we'll do a 24-hour one. We just sit there all day long just talking to each other.
Yeah. Maybe we could do on a Friday and Saturday, the long episodes for the days that are open chat, maybe, or something.
Yeah, something like that, and bring people in, get our members used to the idea of coming in and chatting, That's it. Okay, so daily live chat for Mardox, December 9th, 2016. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, and comment. You have to do all three: subscribe, like, and comment. And you will have the chance of winning one of two $25 Amazon gift cards at the end of this month. Every month we run the contest. There's a different prize each month, but you have to be subscribed, have to like, and have to comment. If you don't do those three things, you're not eligible. Tell people, get the word out. Tell people on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you have. Let people know that we're running this contest. You don't have to be a Mardox member. This is just YouTube only. And that's what we're asking. Get the word out, and let's build this as a group, and get the ball going. Obviously, we have people liking this. So, Angela, I expect to see a comment from you, and I know John's going to get on your case about that if you don't do it. So, and I know you're listening. No, not true. I don't really know who's listening. Okay, so we'll be back again tomorrow, Saturday, December 10th, 2016, at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't be there at 3 p.m., get in on our website at Mardox. The link is always under the Daily Live Chat tab. You can go into YouTube, and since you're subscribed, you'll get notification of the latest video. So I'll let you guys say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody. God bless.
Have a good one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.
So we'll see everybody tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.